Coming up on today's episode, because I'm very extroverted, as you know, so I just walk up to anyone and say, what do you do? Where you going? And but actually, I'm very much like,
sometimes I do that and they're not even at my event. So I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, oh mate, I'm just going to the toilet. You're like, all right. Anyway, I'm Steve.
It's like, anyway, let me come in. So, let me tell you what I do.
You know that I sit next to him, hey mate.
Like this guy. Dodgy advice and bad decisions can cost you big in real estate. We're here to make sure that that doesn't happen. Welcome to the No BS Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Agresta, and it's time to take control of your property journey together.
Hey guys, Steve McMenamin here from House Lane Co. LUX VIP events. I'm on the No BS, stands for Bullshit podcast. We're actually going to have a little bit of fun today, going to do a deep dive into House Lane Co. LUX and of course, community and connections. Can't wait to see where Joe takes this. This has been a long time in the making. See you guys soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to the No BS Real Estate Podcast, your listening how-to guide to the Aussie finance and real estate market. I'm your host, Joe Agresta. Now, on today's show, you're going to learn everything when it comes to networking done right and how it can transform how we work, from the way property professionals collaborate to get buyers better results. We're talking connection, opportunity and community. And my guest today is someone who embodies absolutely all of that, Stevie Mac, or Steve McMenamin. He's the founder of House and Land Co., the creator of LUX VIP Networking Group, and the host of LUX VIP Chats, his new podcast. And I've got to say, I've known Steve for a while now. I've been part of the LUX Club for a long time, and we've always tried to line up this interview, and I've been so excited to have you on. So today we had a bit of a hiccup in the morning, my fuck up, so that's cool. But Steve, I just want to say a very big warm welcome, because it's been a long time coming. So thank you for being on the show today.
Honestly, thank you so much. And I think the main thing is busy people get things done, and we make time, and fuck ups are actually all part of the journey. It's more about how you react and how you learn from that. And for me, I'm that busy, you're that busy. We just adapt and we just keep moving. Last time I was speaking about something called momentum, which we'll get into, but I'm so excited to be here. I think it's an absolute privilege to be moving forwards with you on this, and can't wait to get some feedback from the audience.
Oh, I love it. And I'm sure they'll give feedback, because our audience love to give feedback. They love to submit things. But why I'm really excited for this one is because you're a builder, you're a connector, and you've just got a huge heart for people. So, I'm thrilled to have you here. And I want to get into your background, of course, because like all good stories, we've got to start at the beginning. You wear a few hats. So, building homes, working with clients, but you're running a lot of events. You're hosting a podcast. You're even host of the TV show that, the new property show, which I came on last year. This is a real estate show after all. So how did you first get into the house and land space and your real estate journey?
Must also add, I'll be on another TV show next year with Channel 9. So it'll be just after the blocks, so stay tuned, which will be very, very cool. House and land space, effectively, shorter story. I've had an article written about me. I used to play Monopoly. So Herald Sun, I think, wrote the article just about money management. Used to put the money underneath the placards when I was sort of getting the houses. Read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm sure everyone has. At the age of 19, bought my first house. But effectively, I took everything I learned from car sales, which was meet and greet, follow-up test drives, and I started building houses. And I ended up working for the largest builder in Australia, which was Simmons at the time. I also worked for a competitor, Metricon, down the track. But effectively what I learned is houses is the byproduct. It's the service. It's the people. Of course, it's what goes into it, but done with the right process, it's effectively done well. And 13 years after doing that, at the age of 40, I decided to give myself a gift. And that gift was time. So I worked weekends for almost 20 years. Wow. I then created my own company, House Lane Co., and that's sort of where the story begins.
I love that. And what a way to get into it. The monopoly theory, like you've posted about that before, and I've even seen the article. And I've often thought the same thing. Like I always ask people, what's your first experience with property?
Yeah.
And monopoly. It's like the game where you're literally trading to buy property on a board. And if that's taxes come into it, you could go to jail if it's really dire. But it's a really inspiring way that like you put that analogy into a real life picture for people. So, now you're kind of like, you're on that journey that's evolved into the LUX VIP, networking group, which is a whole different world in some ways, right? So from soil and site plans to yachts and charity nights, where did that spark come from? How did we get into LUX?
Well, a couple of things there. So I moved to Melbourne only about 10 years ago. Went to a lot of networking events, went to a lot of personal development, was always passionate about people. But one thing that I realized is I was chasing. So I decided to attract rather than chase. So before LUX existed, I used to call them state connection events, effectively put property people around a table. But look, there'd be some big deals done there, like $1 million deals. I didn't ask for anything. But the big thing that I did ask for was, one, is loyalty. And secondly, look, hey, if you've done a deal, just say thanks. Like, get me the next dinner, maybe throw me a gift card occasionally, do something. But really just acknowledge. So what I did is I decided to form a community where it's based around those values. So loyalty, integrity, giving first, expecting second. But effectively realize that to go into property, if it's property versus property, we cancel each other out. The most important thing is customers. So what I did is I created LUX VIP events, which is only for business owners. One, because 9 to 5 can't normally get the time off.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's costly. Like, to put on some of the events are anywhere from $19 through to $500. So you've got to be able to write that off. And most importantly, I wanted to deal with people that are like-minded, that shared some of those similar values, and not everything's going to perfectly align. But what I did realize is I could facilitate being a leader and bring people along the journey with me where we're all equals.
And I love that, because being in the community now for over a year, it definitely embodies exactly that, because I've walked away with some fantastic partners. I've had a lot of these guys on the podcast, and they're just quality people. And from not only a value sense, but like how they conduct themselves professionally. Yeah. So like, kudos to you for building that community and bringing me into it as well, because I value it a lot.
Well, definitely. As I said, we're here today because of it. You've gone and grown your business. You've effectively absolutely created a new product. You're connecting some people that I can't help connect. And obviously, thank you to you for putting these people here. I think the most important thing is collaboration.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. And, now that we're kind of going into that community side, which a lot of our professionals do tune into this podcast as well. Yep. So we're going to touch on a couple of things. And I want to go into the house and land stuff, because there's a segment that we love to do on this show. It's called Reddit Stories. Now, what happens is our listeners tune in, they send us a whole bunch of Reddit stories, and they say, get someone to answer this on the air. And I think it really just brings a community together to ask questions, and sometimes people are a bit nervous to ask.
So this could be a curveball if it's Reddit. So let's see.
Yeah, let's see how bad I'm going to treat you. No, not at all.
That's okay.
No.
Throw it at me.
Let me throw it at you. So for those of you that are new around here, this is a segment where I read out one of the chats that you guys have sent me, and because we've got the professional in the room who's house and land expert, he's going to be able to answer this with his level of expertise, and let's see how he handles it and how he would help this person. So ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Okay, this one's from the Oz Property Chat, and it's titled Custom Builder Offering House and Land Package, ? And it says here, hi everyone, we've been looking at land, and a custom builder has offered to package a house and land deal for us. They said it'll save time and money because they've already got the plans and the builders ready to go. It sounds appealing, but I've read that builders shouldn't really be selling land. Is that true? And is there anything we should watch out for before signing? So I guess it sounds neat on paper, a one-stop shop, if you will. Steve, what's your take on this kind of offer?
Yeah, perfect. So one, kudos to the custom builder for having the merits, I guess, to put that online. But the first thing you would do is I think at the end of the day, it is our job to facilitate introductions to house, land, HIA, and finance. But what we would really need to do is first you need to identify the custom builder. Of course, they've got plans ready to go because they already have them in their booklets.
Yeah.
But the first thing you look at is plans ready to go. What you would do straight away is I would, first of all, look up the individual. I'd go to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and check out the person, check out their Google reviews, check out their own personal profile. Then I would go to the company, make sure it's not a shell of a company. So it's not Sing Builders or not Bob's Builders or something like that. And it's just literally Mora Street here. So sometimes they don't actually have a real office, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But there's no backbone. There's no investment from them. Then you would look at the Google reviews. You look through the trades. If you're really into it, I've got a few people that run hedging funds, that sort of stuff. They want to check out the finances with these builders. And if you're really into it, you would actually drive past the sites. Then also too, and I'm going to go against myself here, what I would actually say is if that particular land is available, why not get a quote with 3 other builders? Now, can they be selling land? They don't effectively sell the land. They marry that answer into the land developer. But there is nothing wrong, and you need to probably make a decision. And the decision is this: are you buying this as a first home, second home buyer, so you're living in the property, or you're buying it as an investment? If it's a personal house that you're moving into, the problem with custom builders is fixed site costs, delays, contract penalties, upsell, color gallery, all those sort of things. And I worked in the volume industry, and I was in a reputable one, and I would say the upsells anywhere from 15 to 50 grand. Custom builder, there's going to be unexpected soil problems, site costs, rock, etc. Then you're going to go to 40 mil stone. Effectively, I'd expect $50,000 to $100,000 more. So you would go to a tender appointment. Can they facilitate the land introduction? Yes.
Yeah.
But bit of realestate.com research, check out the builder, and then obviously come and see Stevie Mac.
Love the plug, but couldn't agree more, because this is why I wanted you here. And I appreciate you actually laying that one out, because one of the things I find is the custom build, you're right, it's full of those contract loopholes that people don't really read the contract properly, and then they find out that actually now that specific material is not available, you need to pay the difference of $15,000 to get the replacement material. And it's
there's a thing called estimated costs and tenders. It basically is an appendix. If it's in the appendix, there's a lot of things in the appendix. They could be cost allowance. You need fixed site costs. In those cases, don't go take your friend or your neighbor next door, but you would speak to an expert and probably seek advice from a really good, not necessarily solicitor, but somebody that's maybe in that industry, a third party, to go through and really study that contract.
I actually did that. My uncle is builder. So I got him to read my HIA contract when I started, and he was the one that did the negotiating for me. He was very tough, because he's like, fixed site costs, what the fuck are we doing here? He's very Italian, very rough.
Perfect. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe we'll stay away from your uncle. Sorry, uncle.
That's his dad.
No, that's all right. There we go. We're all connected.
Exactly.
He is very tough.
Yeah.
And I think that's why transparency beats temptation every time here, right? Because this is why this segment's a fan favorite, like real stories, real lessons. And thank you for giving us your no bullshit take on it.
Definitely.
Now that we've established that you clearly know your stuff in the build space, I want to shift to what you're doing now, which is connecting people. And this is something I really value, because you've built LUX VIP into a network group that isn't just for property professionals specifically, but it's for anyone who values relationships and wants to grow together. So what did you feel was missing from the networking scene that pushed you to start it? Because going to Fresh, going to BNI, like I've been invited to all of those. I've attended all of them, and they're great. They're very structured. They're very monotonous. They're not really networky. It's activity based. So what was the gap that you saw?
Well, the easiest word is abundance. So immediately that just come to mind. So a lot of those are fixed mindset, and nothing against structure. But what the problem is there's one lawyer, one solicitor, one accountant, one salesperson, one of everything. And that is also good for the credibility of that particular thing. But that really is 2010. Okay. We live in 2025 where collaboration and teamwork is key. So what should really happen is people should be working alongside each other, sharpening their sword. I give deals to other builders, and I give them to other salespeople. I can't service all my clients. So what you could form there is an alliance, and you actually form a stronger group through collaboration. The other thing that's missing there is personality and fun. It all starts from the top. So what I find amazing is you can go to the same room and you can have 2 different experiences. If you arrive energetic, if you're fantastic, you ask good questions, if you allow a healthy debate to happen, it's okay. Not every member has to get along. But one thing that really brings us together, and here's the answer also, the food, the drink, the service. We only do 5-star events. There are no bad events. And the reason for it is we pick the best venues that money can buy. We're not running at a profit, we run at a loss. So there's always more value than what's given there. Our only expectation is if you have a good time, bring someone else, recommend it. So we've built our community. Let's use a property analogy for you, brick by brick, piece by piece, frame by frame. We've built our community brick by brick. So we don't actually advertise LUX. We vet the people, not and occasionally sometimes you'll get the bad egg. That's okay. That happens.
Yeah.
Good story. But
always good story.
What happens there is the people are in control and we actually control the outcome. So the reason LUX is so successful is I steer the ship, but the people make the decisions on where it's going next. So we adapt. So if it goes wrong, it's not my fault. It's whoever's chosen the venue and the people that are invited. So we are very selective. One other thing we do too is we cater for our audience. If we need to run a property event, we run a property event. If we need to run a business event, or if we need to run a tradition networking event, and also we love to have fun. So why not throw in a yacht party, helicopter, and a drive day?
Oh, the yacht party is epic. So, and look, these are the things like I think a lot of people from the outside looking in go, oh, like why do they have to be so this and that? And it's like, but you know what? If until you've attended these events, totally worth it. Because in my opinion, like I said, the best people that are attending are the people that see value in the network. They see value in connection. And you're doing it in a fun setting. You're not sitting around a table doing, speed networking. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's efficient and it's purpose built for those professionals, right? But when you come together, eating good food, having a drink, you're in a very loose kind of state. It's a nice dinner midweek. You get to connect with people that you never thought you would. And then there's just this awesome thing that happens where you're like, oh, shit, we could work together. And I always say for this kind of stuff, when you're doing deals, especially in real estate, the team that you have and the team that work together or, collaborate, like buyers advocates are big on collaboration with doing deals together, like saying, look, I don't do builds. Here you go. Here's a person I know that does it. I think when you've got your professionals that get along really well, work together, and then you start doing deals together, you find the clients have a great experience because everything just works so quick.
The main thing too is respecting the industry. The problem is I've seen many people that I thought would turn up to an event that they're really competitors. And I'm like, I actually almost try and intentionally set them apart. They gravitate, they find each other. And then I see them like, hey, I love Sarah. I love Frankie. And they're actually friends at the end of the night. And like, you know what, we're catching up. We're going to stay back for a drink. We're going to have a coffee. And that's the joy I get is I just provide the ingredients. They provide the chemistry and the outcome is to be determined.
And you know what? Yeah. One thing about you that I admire and value actually, because I don't know how you do it, you always remember what everyone does. Like the amount of phone calls you'll give me and go, we're doing a property event, you have to be there because blah, blah's there. And I'm like, like the fact that you even remember that this is on my radar, it's just unreal. Like how do you even keep up?
I think it's, look, I segment everything really. So everything's in categories and it's really just top of mind. But I think the key to it nowadays is one is create the content, so allowing that to come into you, but most importantly, the calendar. You just got to have a full calendar. If you have gaps, that's when gossip starts. I make sure I'm that busy that I'm like, hey, I think thanks to the information, all the best. I'll sort that out next event. So limit the gossip and increase the work productivity.
I love it. Good way to do it.
Yeah.
And, it's like we were just saying that before, but have you ever seen, I guess, like talking about collaboration amongst professionals for better results for clients, right? Have you ever actually seen that play out in practice?
Many, many times. It happens all the time. I see people getting into business all the time through LUX. Even, for example, I was at an event last night. So there was 5 introductions. So last night I did a speech on something called Momentum. To do that, what happened is I met the Queen of Networking in Sydney. I walked into a foyer and I met a guy on the way out. Me and him got out each other's details. He then came to an event. He then liked the event and introduced me to a lady called Monique. I'm then in a further event met a guy called Xavier. And him and I both shared the same vision to do this particular event, which was called Momentum in Power. And effectively, we met through a series of connections. And last night, we actually just hosted an event for 100 people. So I can tell you it's unfolding not only in my life all the time, but more importantly, the other thing too, sometimes in LUX, you might find a little bit of love. So just a little bit.
Yeah, we know.
No, but we have it fun. The big thing is this. It's not just one connection leads to another. And I've seen some big deals done. And even my partner, she does deals up to 100 million. And it just happens to be this. If you go to an event and you listen, and this is what the key, to what somebody needs and you help them fulfill that need. In return, typically they're going to help you. So the key is to listen more, ask more questions, and find not necessarily the weak points, but just find what someone's missing. What could I do to best serve you? You do that, and these connections, it's like a sliding door moment, can just really explode. Now with the power of 400, like 1 second, put a question in the group, the answer's there within 1 minute.
Oh, it's so true. That group chat's off its head.
Probably the most busiest group WhatsApp chat in Melbourne.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually disagree because I always have 200 unread messages and I'm like, what?
Just archive
it. It's a tip
and then
for his
jump
own.
In when you're ready.
No, I do jump in. I try to. And, your events are known for like their energy. They look glamorous. It's rooftop, charity nights, yachts. But behind all of that, you've said it's about trust, reputation, and shared growth.
Yeah.
What is it about that environment that gets people to open up and form those genuine connections instead of just trading business cards?
Yeah, okay. It's always for a cause. So 2 things that we do that are a little bit different. We always have co-hosts at the events. So I, once again, facilitate the event, but I always have 2 people that are co-hosting. So there's like the theme. What are you passionate about? Whether it could be breast cancer, it could be I'm running my own event next week, it could be I've just got a new promotion, whatever it is. So we celebrate success. We're always doing that. So we're always giving people gratitude and thank you. And if we see someone in the corner, we grab them, we take a photo, we make them famous. When they don't want to be, we always check that. But we really do facilitate that. The other thing is the charities. One of the reasons, and I was just reflecting the other day, I'm like, how have I gone from where I was and this thing called personal brand to expediting and really, I guess, 10xing my results. And that's because I started giving more. So I do a lot for orphan children, big brothers, big sisters. I'm always up for volunteering. I never ask for any money. I don't ask for any credit, anything like that. I want to see the difference that I can make in other people's lives, but most importantly, those that can't help themselves. Because I'm leading from the heart, I'm still a strong person, alpha male, still in that 2025. But because I'm a soft-centered, focused male that wants the best for everybody, and as a leader with that intention, people follow. They're like, what can we do to help? And one other thing too, I'm never scared to ask for help. If I need help, if I want an extra set of hands. So the main thing is we don't just host an event, you actually become part of it. So don't worry, if you come to LUX, you'll be working.
That's true.
Yeah,
no, but in the best way, right?
It's always for the best way. Get people on the ground.
Yeah, because you like even speaking from experience or other people that you've just put in front when you do the co-hosting or you say, you give a speech, like you say something about what you do. It just opens everyone up to a different world. Like you're giving an opportunity and encouraging someone to build those connections. And I always say in property, relationship is fundamental, property second. So if you've got those relationships, it's smooth sailing for everyone.
Yeah.
And, you've taken that connection online now with LUX VIP Chat. So you've got your podcast, the new property show, and you've also just dropped a bomb on me that you're going to be on Channel 9 next year.
That's a very exciting one.
I'm very excited to hear about that off the air. But
you can definitely hear about that off the air.
Yeah. And don't worry, we'll give you plenty of promotion when the time comes. But, I guess how do these platforms help professionals shine and share their message with that bigger audience that they're trying to attract?
Yeah, I think most importantly, just create the content. Say yes to podcasts like this. So either A, be interviewed or B, be the interviewer. But I think also the key to success there is always have a third person. So however I do business, I'm always involving someone else. So many hands make light work, but effectively I'm leveraging the skills. I'm not tech savvy. If I did this podcast, I wouldn't be able to edit it. I wouldn't know how to do it, but I would hire or go within for the people to do that. So I think right now, the key for this is omnipresent. One thing that I think I stand out for 45 versus most is I'm everywhere. I was in Sydney this morning. I'm here today. Then I'll be hosting the event tomorrow. I have another event. Then I think I've got another, got a basketball game, which I can't play basketball. So watch out for the bloopers on that one. But I just say yes to everything. And also I take time to network myself.
Yeah.
You can't just be a gatherer, like as much as I'm attracting. I think the key is turning up to events and literally telling people what you want and let them be generous to you, and they'll get you on their platforms. And don't complain if you're not doing the content. Just get on there. If they say they have to edit, do the typing, literally takes 2 minutes to do a selfie.
Yeah.
Say, hey, on the podcast with Joe today, great experience, something funny, get it out there.
Yeah. And it's all about building that
Imperfection's
up.
the key.
I like that. I
made that one up for you just then.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Like imperfection's the key. I'm going to put that over my head.
Unless you're a locksmith. Yeah, then that won't work.
No, then don't do it. And I guess, that's the best kind of leadership, right? Yeah. It's like you're building a stage and letting others stand on it. And that's the most important part, right? Because yeah. And, because I guess it sounds like what you're really building now is culture, and it's a culture of collaboration and support. Mm. How do you think this kind of culture affects not just professionals, but the whole property ecosystem?
I think it's changing. I think that, look, there'll be some that's still quite old school, but if you're not moving as a pack anymore, like you got to just think about Uber, okay? It's a collective.
Yeah.
I think property is now becoming the new Uber. Obviously, it's a bit dangerous with AI. You work in that field. But really all it is you've still got to have the prompts. You've got to have the questions. It still needs a human element. People will still buy from people. But what we need to do at the moment is we need to collaborate with AI. We need to collaborate with other individuals. And we need to show that we're a team player. I think that's the real key. And then with that also in terms of the property professionals, having the right team around you. So without the right staff, PA, and you can't have bad eggs. And also the tech savvy people, you really need them on there. So there's tasks that I could do now that would take 2 hours that could be done in 10 seconds. So I think you need to be open to learning. And even myself, I need to change that mentality. Yeah.
And it's a challenge, right? Like anything that technology that's come up in the last 20, 30 years, it's always different. It's always like, oh shit, I've got to keep up with something else now.
Yeah.
And the way I like to view, like you said, I'm in the AI space. The way I've always seen it is people ask me, oh, are you replacing buyer's agents? Are you replacing professionals? Yeah. And my answer to that's always the same. I'm like, listen, I'm a professional. Do you think if this all goes tits up that I actually don't want a job? Like, no. So for me, it's about using AI as an efficiency tool. So you spend more time getting connections, meeting people, meeting professionals. That's what we're good at. Not about the property negotiation, sale and stuff like that. Of course, it's part of it, but AI is there to make it efficient. So how much data can it scan for me to just read a report instead of me aggregating that data manually into...
And you know what the answer is? The answer is customers.
Correct.
You can have all the data in the world, but if you're not known and you don't have customers, that's not what it is. And I was sitting down with someone recently, and they run a very big business, about $100 to $200 million turnover. I told them my ad spend, which I thought was decent, and they're like, "Mate, you should be 10xing that." So it made me almost sick because I already thought I was spending enough money. But the thing is I went home and I did turn my ads up. I doubled them. I now have more customers. I now have more choice. And I'm like, oh, he was right. And I already was in that fixed mindset. To the point now I had to hire another staff member this week because we have that many new clients coming in. So I think that key there is customer to process.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that. And, for people listening who kind of hate the idea of networking, right? Because it's always a step out of someone's comfort zone or they think it's fake.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them to start building genuine relationships?
Okay, so just start small, first of all. Coffee, like picking brains and coffees and Zooms are kind of out and done. So what I would normally do is I ask people, first of all, what's your favorite food? What's a favorite activity, like a hobby? So do something weird, like an axe. I went and recently did axe throwing as an activity.
Nice.
We do clay shooting, and we're going to be doing drive days. Now, obviously, some of these can be quite costly, but you could just do a paint and sip, do something fun. But I think that you should jump onto things like adrenaline.com and some of the websites there, like Last Minute and all that sort of stuff, and look for activities to do with people, because when you do an experience with somebody rather than eating with them, that's how the bond is built. Now, networking itself, I think the word networking has been tarnished. I don't think you call it networking. I think you just call it attending an event. And the reason networking is tarnished is because of that business work mentality. What I would do if you really felt uncomfortable is ask the host, how can you help? When you're helping, you're seen in a different light, and people will come to you.
That's so true, actually.
That's exactly what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I didn't think of it like that because I'm very extroverted, as you know. So I just walk up to anyone and say, "What do you do? How you going?" And but actually, I'm very much like,
sometimes I do that, and they're not even at my event. It's I'm like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "Oh, mate, I'm just going to the toilet." You're like, "All right, sorry." Anyway, I'm Steve.
It's like, anyway, let me come in. So, let me tell you what I do.
And then I said next to him, "Hey, mate."
Yeah, like this guy. But it's so true, right? Like that's a really good tip for someone who's uncomfortable. It's like when you're helping, your mindset shifts. It's like,
it's contribution rather than chasing.
Correct.
It is a lot easier
because then as soon as you start how am I going to get this on topic? And it's like, don't think about that. It's just you're coming from a helpful point of view. So good tip. And because when professionals connect the right way, business grows, clients win, the whole industry lifts, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be a rapid fire of the Lux Life Edition. So here's how it works. Okay. Quick answers only. Couple of like a summary, a sentence, or a paragraph.
I'll just go quick. Let's go.
I know you will. So, ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Rapid fire.
Scares me a little bit, but it's good.
I'm glad. I'm going to push your buttons.
Yeah.
No, okay. All right. So
throw me a complete random.
All right. I'll throw you a random. So this is the Lux Networking Edition. Let's go. Number 1, worst networking behavior you've seen.
Okay. Well, a couple of things is turning up to an event and not paying. That's one thing. Secondly, cornering people, especially women, males, whatever sort of stuff, making people feel uncomfortable. Thirdly, just interrupting people conversations, and just being rude and talking over them. And 4, when someone else is speaking, giving the answer for them is not acceptable. Yeah.
Love it. Good one. The next one is best collaboration that started from a random chat.
I feel it was one of my first events where I did the yacht party, and we organized like 6 supercars. And we had the best day ever in my life with the yacht party, supercars. And from there, some people did some business, and they ended up creating a lot of business with luxury drive days. So they sort of came out of it. So I won, and then they won. Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
And what's the craziest Lux event moment?
I like the ones that touch your heart. So there's 2. One when we had some almost like ballet dancers come in, and it was this beautiful song, and they lifted this guy lifted this girl off the ground. It was just a moment where everyone was in awe. That was it. And secondly, I'm actually going to say one that touched my heart the other day. 11-year-old kid for Big Brothers Big Sisters. He was a mentee. He came and he wrote a speech about why it was important for him to be mentored, and he was protective of his cousin, but he said, just because I want to be a good boy. And it really sort of touched our heart, and everybody was in tears. It was just such a loving thing. And then he hit me up for $150 later for selling raffle tickets, and I go, that's a little Stevie Mac. So I had to sign a deal with him.
Oh, good.
So I actually got scammed by an 11-year-old boy.
Love it.
But I gladly paid the money.
I love that. That's a good one. And they're good ones to mention too.
I don't call it a scam. He negotiated, beat me.
No, he beat you fair and square.
Beat me. We need to edit this.
Note to the producer.
Yeah.
And number 4, one trait every great professional should have.
I always think just presence is one. Energy is the key. How you arrive into a room is what draws people to you. So leave the shit at the door. Just walk in. You're there to network. You're there to have fun. You need to arrive with a presence and an energy and a confidence. Hard for the introverts, but just attract other introverts.
Yeah.
But you need to walk in that door like you own the room.
Yeah, I love that. And who is your dream guest for either Lux VIP chats or the new property show?
I'll give you 2 answers. I'd like a challenge. So if you're watching, so I actually think there's a young kid called Jack Henderson.
I know Jack Henderson.
Yeah, he's really solid. I think he's got some real wealth behind him. He knows his stats. So I'd love to interview him. But to be fair, he's the young buck. I think realistically he's doing really well. And second to that, somebody I admire and respect, different category of guest would be Graham Holmes. So Graham runs Infinity Group. I think he sells over 1,000 houses a year, maybe more, maybe less, but I think it's over 1,000. I like that he's created seminars and that he's actually empowering every type of demographic, but he tries to focus on, honestly, what I would call not necessarily Lux guests. I'd call them real people. He helps mums and dads, and he does it in the masses. So that one would be love to collaborate, but that would be a collaboration one. And Jack, because he's bloody smart, and he's honest. Yeah,
two great call outs there. Like looking at Jack and Graham's content, they're fantastic guests, I think, for any property person
100%.
in this industry.
I think they're the pinnacle at the moment. There's not many leaders that I feel in Australia, and they're the ones doing it right.
Yeah. I would say that's accurate because, they're going hard at the moment, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing that with me. I actually really like these rapid fire ones. Make it a bit fun. Steve, thank you so much for coming on. I can't believe how quick time flies when we're together. So we're probably going to have to cover off another couple of chats in the future.
12 minutes.
But I think one of the things I want to kind of go into is you're doing so much in the space, House and Land Co., Lux VIP with their events and with your events.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it going in 2026? Like, what's next?
All right. So this one here, this is probably more sensitive or challenging to me. And the real reason this is such a challenging question is for those two companies to grow, I need to change. So I need to be a new version of Steve Mac, the better version. I need to become Lux. I need to become fit because health is wealth. I need to create stages for people. So I'm looking to get speakers on stage. I need to be what Success Resources, Knowledge Sources was doing before it was run to the back of the room. I want to give really to the people, and I want to arm people with the information to be successful. House Land Co., similar, but different. House Land Co. will become a very well-recognized Australian brand with great staff. I need to learn how to lead better and train other people to do what I do, so I can not always do the heavy lifting. But I'd like to run my own seminars. One of the challenges next year is I've run all these Lux events and been playing in the shadows, but how will it be when I put 6 real professionals on stage? I'll help facilitate it, and we give a workshop about money management, how to create real wealth. Love to still sell some products. Don't worry, you'll be buying houses. But helping many people. Oh, sorry, last thing. I'm going to bring all this together. I'm going to do little bus tours. I haven't done my own property bus tour. So I'm going to get on my VIP clients, put them on a bus, take them to Mason Petard, do some really good, overnight accommodation, but take them to actually see their properties. Very dangerous to put customers in the same bus, but I'm happy to do that and actually start giving people old-fashioned service.
Yeah.
Is it?
It doesn't. I love that. Old-fashioned service doesn't exist anymore. I think, like, when I started in real estate, my boss was very big on me putting the clients in the car.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen now. It's too dangerous, this and that. But I like the idea of putting them in a property bus and saying, come along.
It depends on your driving.
True.
It probably does actually in Melbourne. It is probably a bit dangerous. But I think the bus tour would be really fun. But that's what you get to know people when you're on a road trip. And who doesn't love a road trip?
No,
you know what? I'm going to challenge you. When I do this bus tour, you're going to come with me.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be up for that.
I got you.
Yeah, no, now I'm going to see me on a bus like, what's up, guys? I'm on a bus.
You and Karina can do all the social media for the day.
That's right. Actually, that'd be pretty fun.
That should be a cool day.
And I think that'd be a good one for a podcast day, actually, where we could actually do the whole day, the trip and cover it.
You know what we could do? We could actually put some customers, give them a little highlight. Let's hear from the people.
Well, this is what this show's about. I love interviewing the actual people that are in, you guys, the listeners. You're the ones that are absorbing the content, but you're the one with the most stories, the most war stories, the hard stuff. Let's put you in a room with people that can help you out.
Well, that's what I'd call the truth. If we don't get feedback, we can't improve. And I'm open to both negative and positive feedback, as long as it's with manners and delivered in a nice way, which you can't always guarantee. But it is, at the end of the day, it's still feedback and you need to take it on board.
100%. And that's how we get better. All of us, I think, in general in life, like it's the way the world works. And, Steve, I think one of the other things I wanted to ask is who's been, I guess, your biggest inspiration to do all of this? Because it's a big load that you kind of carry on your shoulders. You do so much.
Well, the two people that maybe the two decisions that I would, or the two people I would actually align myself to, One is Anthony Robbins, who 10 years ago decided to no longer be part of the audience, to actually be on the stage. That's when we made eye contact and he called me on stage. He gave me a big hug and a kiss. He was a great guy. And I got a photo next to him. So I got to meet my bucket list guy. So Anthony Robbins made me change my mindset, to flip the script, as you would call it, to move to Melbourne. The second one is getting on a bit now. Sorry, Grant Cardone, but absolutely love you. But I resonate with Grant because he's still got family values. I'm sure we've all made mistakes. And his mindset's always about thinking bigger. What I like what he does, and I think we share some similarities there, is his combined property and now crypto, but property with stages. And I've watched what he's doing, and that's with his 10X stuff. So, I'd like to be the new Grant Cardone of Australia.
Oh, I think you're going to be. Yeah, I think you're there, nearly there.
Last one, JT Fox is actually a really good guy.
Oh.
He's probably the most realist person as well. So just give JT there. So I think you can have a combination of the best qualities, and individually you just need to always be authentic, be yourself. That's the most important person. So if I want to be any better, I've got to look in the mirror and make those decisions. So discipline is key.
I love it. Steve, it's very inspiring listening to you, honestly, like not just trying to blow smoke, but I think one of the hardest things that we don't talk about enough in this kind of society is everyone's focused on the look of things, right? It's like, how does it appear? How does it appear? But it's often the hardest thing to talk about is how to actually make that change and that transformation and look inward to say, could I get better? And we can always get better at what we do. We're never perfect, but
There's always going to be to-do lists. And that's the sooner you take ownership, the better you're going to be. If anything happens to me, I go, that's my fault. That's cool. I've allowed that. That's what's happened. But sometimes shit happens, but it actually could be a blessing. God, spirituality, whoever you follow, the universe, or just simply by chance, everything happens for a reason. Your choice is how you react and what you do with it. I use it for fuel. Something happens to me, good or bad, I go, thank you. Thank you for the blessing. Appreciate the challenge. The bigger the challenges, if you don't have problems, you don't have success.
Yeah. I love that. No, and I think one of the last things I wanted to ask is for anyone out there that is kind of feeling that they need a push or they need that bit of inspiration, how can they get involved with LUX, or like what's the best way to join this group?
It's very scary to tell me your goals because I actually keep you accountable, but
he actually does though, in the best way.
Yeah, I'm firm but loving. First of all, just LUX.VIP events is the easiest thing on Instagram. My name is Steve McMenamin. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. Find my number, send me a text. Not an issue. End of the day, just not 3 a.m. in the morning. But I will. I try and do my best to respond to everybody. It's got to be a good fit. If you're going to ask me for something, you got to be prepared to give something. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to help someone else. I help you, you help them. I'm so big on give, and then the rewards come. So, and to any viewers, I'm actually happy to talk to them all. It's not a problem.
Amazing. Well, there you go, guys. If you want to reach out, I've always said this on every episode. I say it at the end. A call costs nothing. It's a chat. Just pick up the phone. You never know where it's going to lead you. It might inspire you on the next project, a business venture, a connection, a partnership. And I can't agree more that, like, Steve, the community you've built, I have to thank you for it, because the leverage and like the leg up that I've received from the amount of professionals I have now in my network, there's someone for everyone. Like, someone says, oh, do you know someone for this? I'm like, I actually do, because I've built a connection with them through LUX, and actually having a dinner with them, and now we're good friends. So, thank you for facilitating something that's actually so fun to attend.
It won't be long until we have 1,000. Also going international as well. So next stop is Singapore, Dubai, Bali retreat, and back again next year for the charity bike ride.
Oh, yes, he does. You've got the hands across the water. You actually, how much did you raise this year?
Just over $30,000 for the kids over in Thailand. We put them in homes. We make sure they're educated. They're not called orphanages or anything like that. They're called homes. But we actually got to ride with a Buddhist monk, a 69-year-old female monk that rode with us the whole time. And 3 children on the last ride. And I can tell you, when you're riding 500 Ks in 42 degrees heat, your emails and your phone calls and all that go out of your head. You're super present and you want to get to the next stop. But it pulls you apart and rebuilds you. And that's really good for the soul.
I love that. Super inspiring, Steve. Thank you for coming here today and for being on our show. And I know that a lot of our listeners would be tuning in. Maybe you're feeling that pinch of, oh, okay, I know I've got to get moving. Yeah. What do I do? Pick up the phone, have a chat. It's not going to cost anything. Thank you so much, Steve. And if you want to connect with Steve, we've put all his details and the links to his socials in our show notes below, whether it's for property, partnerships, or you just want to join the LUX VIP. You'll even meet me there. So all his links are in the show notes below. And until next time, I'm Jo Agresta, and this is the No BS Real Estate Podcast. We'll catch you next time. That's a wrap for this episode of the No BS Real Estate Podcast, powered by abodey AI. If you found this conversation helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need it. If you're looking for more guidance on your home buying journey, you can visit www.abodey.com.au for expert advice, property insights, and the tools you need to find the right home with confidence. If you're already on your journey, you can also download our app. Just search abodey AI on the App Store or Google Play. Have any questions or want to connect, you can follow us on Instagram at abodey.com.au or send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.